Masalamat. Dari masih. Pwede ka na ng ganda. Oo. Ano apa lang. Oh, this but also just take take of the fight. Jangan kan kata balap itu. Sampai dan baik.
How is it? Is this also start?
Get these things today. It's not the past thing. And those things. It's just like genuine understanding. Yeah. Positive things will pass. So things as they're funny. The rest, in the paper, give me to you. Still good job. As a pen of amendment. No, amendment discussion. Let me tell you. Even when you're strengthening, there's certain okay, so that's it. But when it comes to manners, I'm not involved. And they're both disappointed. We're not asking. So even if you notice, there are certain things that don't get involved. Ninapanga nimenyamaza. Even in our lakini when it comes to neutrality, so neutrality for me is a big like I will take a side that I'm very what is generally and the nutrient. Let me tell you the nutrient. When the eating he said, question. He said, ladies must not because the assurance and we I can have your own problem. Even it's strange to let's just say when someone is we as the members conversation that you want. You can't assure me now that what you're thinking on the fans of the same people that were there.
Oo, umaga niya. So, yeah,
Let me tell you, yeah, the one how can that thing stand to the child keeps saying, anxious. No, listen, the new chair is saying, listen, the new chair should have said, as I take over, can I get a clear? Then in preparation, say, okay, when you take the chair, never mind, that is I did not take the chair. What an idea. Tunamwambia hata kama hata the month of whatever which everyone is supposed to do, they are so short by them. This is an image but no, but please be ready for the questions.
Boleh apa?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are now ready to start. Sorry, we are a bit late. Shall I now ask the chairman to take us through the proceedings? Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, members, council members of the Institute of Human Resource Management, the regional branch chairs present, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. I'm so happy and delighted to see you here this morning for our first ever annual general meeting. And I'm really quite excited with the turnout. Are you excited to be here? Yes. It's nice to see you. Before we start our proceedings for today, I'd like us to dedicate time to the Almighty God, and I'd like to request Council Member Patricia Okendo to say a word of prayer so that we can start our deliberations with the Almighty God leading us. Patricia.
I'm just going to pray God first. And then let's pray. Then we will have the Son of the Holy Spirit. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, we are going to look at us to be in Jerusalem. As we come before you this morning, we seek for your blessings, we seek for your love, we seek for your peace, so that the people will be here. We don't take it for granted that the peace will be able to hear. And as we go to this here, we of us that are here, we ask that whatever is supposed to be here, we feel the Lord. Thank you for the leadership, thank you for the members, and it's through the members that you have given us the opportunity to serve. We ask this in Christ the Lord. In the presence of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Thank you very much, Patricia Okendo, who is the council member. At this point, we are going to just, I'd like to just alert you that we are going to go through the formal proceedings of the annual general meeting. And in this annual general meeting this day, we have our corporate secretary. You may not be familiar briefing. But before we do anything else, it will be very important to take advantage of this session today to introduce ourselves to yourselves so that you know us very well. So I'll call upon the corporate secretary to read the notice convening this meeting.
To the members of the Institute of Human Resource Management, notice of annual general meeting. Notice is hereby given that the first annual general meeting of the Institute of Human Resource Management Institute will be held at Savannah Lodges, Naivasha on Tuesday, 15th of October 2019 at 11 a.m. to transact the following business. Agenda. Number one, the secretary to read the notice convening the meeting, which I am doing now. Two, to receive a report by the chairman of the institute. Three, to receive, consider and adopt the report of the council of the institute pursuant to section 6, section M of the Human Resource Management Professionals Act of 2012. And report on Certified Human Resource Professionals, CHRP program and code of conduct. 4, to receive, consider, and adopt the audited financial statements of the Institute for the financial years 2015, 2016, 2016, 2017, and 2017, 2018. 5, to receive an update on the acquisition of HR Center. 6, to note that in accordance with Section 39, Subsection 3 of the HR and any other business of which due notification will have been received by the Secretary. Okay, by order of the Council, CHRP Dr. Wainana, OGW, Executive Director and Secretary, Institute of Human Resource Management, dated 23rd September 2019. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, the corporate secretary. We are all getting acclimated and getting used to how this form of AGM takes shape. I want to go straight into, first of all, doing what I said I'm going to do, which is to introduce the members, the council members, and the officials present of the institute. I might now take this opportunity to call upon the council members present to please come forward for a quick introductions of themselves, and shortly thereafter also introduce the various committee members of the various committees of the institute. Council members, please come to the front, and we want to invite Mr. Stephen Kibet-Manakwen, Mr. Wilfried Osoro, Madam Patricia Okelo, Mr. Wilder Isero, please come to the front. Dr. Jacob Mujire, and Madam Helen Apio. As they come, we'll salute the group of the Thank you very much. It's not so much, but they all have to come to the podium. There is better. I'll start by introducing the national vice chairperson and also the chair of the CPP and the membership services committee, Mr. Stephen Madam.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Executive Director, members, good morning. Good morning once more. First, before I go any further, my name is Stephen Manakwen, the Vice Chairman, and the Council Member representing Rift Valley. I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to Rift Valley region. Mko sawa? Rift Valley is a place of splendor, place of variety. So after the 4 days that will be in Naivasha, please take time to holiday in the Rift Valley. I'm sure our chair of this region, Central Rift, will find a place for you when you visit Naivasha and even to explore the opportunities in this region. Other than being the Rift Valley representative, I also work with Kenya Seed Company as the head of Human Resources Administration. As you all know, Kenya Seed Company is the leading producer of certified quality seed in the eastern Central Africa. Again, we invite you to our time to patronize our products. We'll be interacting more as we proceed. I've been a member of the Institute for over 20 years now, and I'm in the council. This is my second term. So I want to thank all of you for the cooperation and believe that this AGM will interact more and will get to know one another. Thank you so much for the cooperation.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. The chairman, council executive director, members of the institute. It is with pleasure that I introduce myself. I think my name has been said. I am a council member representing Nairobi, Northeastern and Central. I have been in the council for about 2 years now. I'm recently been appointed the chair of the Finance and HR Committee in June. Previously, I served as the chair of the registration committee. And before joining the council, I did also serve the institute as a member of the CPD committee. I'm very delighted to be part of the institute. I have been interacting with the institute since 2006, when I did my high national diploma at the AGM college then. And I've been passionate about the institute and the growth of HR professionals in Kenya. My day job is I am the head of HR for a company that's called Swissport Kenya Limited, part of a global multinational. It's called Swissport International. We operate at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and that is what I do on a daily basis. Prior to that, I did serve in various capacities in HR, in the banking industry, in alcohol manufacturing, in a conglomerate that is in real estate, petroleum, construction, also in alcohol manufacturing, and I've also worked in the technology space. I'm looking forward to serving you for the rest of my time, and hopefully you'll be re-elected again to serve for a second term. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Yes, members, good morning. My name is Linda Cicero, council member for Coast and Eastern Region. I think I'm the only person who was elected as a Coast. I work for Kenya Ports Authority. I've worked there for 30 years now. I'm still exiting. And the members of the region, I don't know whether they decided, but they decided that if I exit, I should become a representative again. So in the council, I was privileged and I elected the chairman of the audit, raised the compliance committee. It's my first time in the council, and I believe that I want this because the council is growing, it's growing. From the time I became a member, at times we thought it was dying. And given the numbers we've seen here today, I believe the one companies with deliberations, that's going to take this council far ahead and become one of the leading of this country. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. We thank God for getting us that us going back
we hope to reach safely. But as for today, let us be objective, let us guide this council and help to grow further. Thank you very much.
Good morning. CHRP, Patricia Caroline Mokelo. This is my first time in the council. I serve in Nyanza Western, and my political name is Naivasha, because Naivasha means Nyanza and Western region. That is from Mount Elgon to Richard. So that is my area. I served as a health practitioner now it's 25 years. I served at KPC for 18 years. I qualified for an identity card in the county government, where I served the county government for, and at the moment I'm serving as a HR and admin for Soya Water Company. And I'm happy to see the members present here today. I believe and trust that we are still younger compared to the other professionals, and encourage members to embrace the profession so that we support it better to enable school. And one thing I'd just like to share is that working in these organizations have been the public sector. I find the finances, it's not about comparison. And always, we are the planners for training. We are the ones who release people and carry out evaluation and everything, but sometimes we don't budget for ourselves. So let's budget for ourselves so that we can also participate more. Because when I was in the county, I can't say a lot of this, but at the county, when this park is having a conference in Mombasa, all finance officers used to be lost. Because everybody is striving to make sure that they get their city points and support the organization. So I wish to encourage IHRM members, and as you can, amongst the council members, I went ahead and pursued CHRP. I know people are saying it's expensive, but at the time I pursued it, I didn't have a full-time engagement. On top of that, I was commuting every day from Busia, every Saturday, from Busia to school to go and sit for classes and ensure that I become certified as a HR professional. So members, I encourage us to support this profession so that we can also be able to engage with other professionals at the table. Thank you so much for turning up and welcome. I believe and trust as a council we are in the right direction. We made our mistakes, but we are going to ensure that at the end of, for me, I'm my first year in the council, so I'm starting my second year. I believe and trust that at my third year, there will be a serious difference in the council. Thank you so much.
Okay, Madam Helen.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Edie. Thank you, members of the Institute. Good morning. My name is Helen Appeal. I work for the Ministry of Labour as a Deputy Labour Commissioner, and in this particular council, I represent the Principal Secretary, Ministry for Labour and Social Protection, State Department for Labour. My background, I am an HR practitioner, having joined the Ministry of Labour and as a young and have served for over 20 years, rising to the level of a Deputy Labour Commissioner, where I currently perform duties of international labour affairs, but also responsible for issues of disputes and policy. It is a great pleasure for me to be in this particular AGM today, and it is delightful that we have so many people in attendance today, which really demonstrates the passion and commitment to this particular forum. And as I came this morning, the Principal Secretary told me to convey his heartfelt warmest greetings to you people and to encourage you to take up, to pursue the issues of professionalizing human resource management, and also particularly within the public sector. It is very, very important because where we have professionals, we have less incidents of industrial unrest. So we'd like this professionalism to permit over and beyond the private sector to the public sector. For the vision today, we look forward to a very productive meeting, robust engagement, and really the ball is in your court. We will make the Institute of Resource Management a better professional association than all the rest, one that can actually give leadership to all other professionals. So with that, I say thank you very much.
Chairman, Executive Director, Council members, and members of the Institute, Public Service, and Affairs, State Department of Public Service. I'm here as a representative of the State Department of Public Service. This is a secretary in terms of HR issues in the public, and I'm the head of human resource management. What are the next place to be in when all the people manage HR officials? Because that's a core function of the ministry. We think that they know all the HR officials basically know. That's not the case. Let me say that I will not be giving any ministerial position. So now, anything because we'll be having the CS coming from official. Let me say thank you. It's wonderful to see all of you here. As a ministry responsible for this, we feel very, very grateful for all this. And because of your presence around. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, National. Thank you, National Vice Chair, Council members, the members of the Institute. Good morning. It is a delight that as a Secretary of the Council that we are here today, this day. It has been long personally I practice HR. For about 20 years, I did my higher diploma in 2000 at IHRM, and became a member almost at the time. But I also ran for political office in 2013. We were nullified, but we were asked to run again in 2015. I'm not sure where I when we were nullified. Ambassador should be around here, those of us who were nullified. So 2015 again I came back, served in the council, and I chaired the college board for a few months, but then I went into the registration committee. And then having worked in the country, lived in other countries and come back, I practiced HR really. So I know issues of HR, but our professionals come a long way from being voluntaries and works, and also even recognition, not only in this country, in other countries, but also within government to get registered. And we are represented separately. In fact, the chair of National Employment Authority sits here as our member. That said, I thank you all for the support you have provided me for the past 2 years and 10 months that I've been the CEO of IHRM. So I'm grateful for that support, that you always stand up in big numbers to our events. To that end, Chairman, I thank you.
Thank you very much. This is not complete because we have the principal of the Committee of Human Resource Management as well as the CEO of the Human Resource Practitioners Examination Board. So join us.
Thank you, Chair. Members, good morning. I'm glad this morning to see each one of you as we prepare to have our first annual general meeting. It's such an event, and I'm glad that we are here. I joined HRM in 2017. I have worked with the institution It has been a good journey, and I'm proud because of the support that I have received from each one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. Any IPMers here? Anybody who was at IHRM College? CHRM? Thank you. Those are my people. My name is Margaret Nyanjui, and I'm glad to be here for this first AGM after the enactment of the HRM Act. I've been at the college for now. I joined as an assistant training coordinator. Then I became the person in charge of programs coordination. And then I was promoted to the position of the principal, which I am currently. The College of Human Resource Management, as you know, split operationally from IHRM Institute A, and that's the reason why we are called College of Human Resource Management. I know there's been some confusion who is CHRM, is IHRM. That is who we are, and we are part of IHRM. So I thank you, and I'm glad to see all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is your that you elected, and the leadership was elected to lead us into this, to lead this great institution in the next 3 or so years. So I want to thank you very much, but you're not going to sit anywhere soon, because there's a little bit more that I want to elaborate and explain, and there's a little more people whom I want to introduce. I can assure you that this leadership team has really been working, must I say, overboard, because within such a short time that we need to do so much and deliver this so much. And I want to thank you in front of your people, the professionals in front of you, because you've been selfless, you've worked tirelessly to achieve what you've achieved so far. Remember, this team, or rather the majority of this team, came into the office presented in May 20th, and the actual business started somewhere after May's June. And some of the promises that we made to you was that we are going to do an AGM. From June to this time, how many months are those? Just within 6 months, we already have it in reality. So you want to give them a clap. I thank you very much. The hall is really quite full, and because it is our very first AGM, we do not really know what to expect, but we are really amazed by this. You can do it. All right, there's a team working behind this, and I'd like to call them out because, as most of you are aware, we got into office committee members, and all these council members present in the CPP and Membership Services Committee. So are there members, committee members of the CPP and Membership Services present here? Please come to the front. Thank you very much. And soon, just join next to your leader. And the members committee, just to give a brief introduction, they also introduce themselves, are Yusuf Saleh, Madam Leah Ngala, and Mr. James Lopetro Nocom. And we have also Rita Pisero, who's leading the Audit and Risk Compliance Committee. Are there members, committee members of that committee of audit and risk compliance? Come to the front. Thank you very much. In that committee, we have Mr. Nelson Muguria, Mr. Gilbert Nyandiga, Mr. and Madam Felicitas Anongo Obunga. Then we have the Finance and HR Committee led by Mr. White also. The members of that committee are Mr. Bernard with Udo Nasoko, Madam Mary Ojiro Muriga, and Mr. Peter. The members, please come to the front. Thank you very much. We'll soon be introducing them in detail. I think we'll start with the two committees, the lead, the chair of the CPT, and membership committee, please come to the front again.
Thank you very much.
This is what a formal AGM is. So
thank you, Mr. Chairman, once more. Good morning, members. I have the opportunity to introduce the team that will look into issues of your membership and CBD. I know you remember during the campaign period, this was one of the key agendas. If we fail, then you will hold this team accountable. I'm a senior. Yes, there are a number of things that we say we will do, and I'm sure this team will. But without taking so much time, I want to give them an opportunity because I know they are capable enough. I want them to make self-introduction, beginning with my brother here, James.
Thank you. Chair, Vice Chair, able Executive Director, the Council members, honorable members, good morning. Good morning once again. My name is James Lupeto. I come from Turkana County, and I work with Turkana County Assembly as the Deputy Head of Human Resource Management. My people from Rift Valley, last time, I contested as the chairperson for North Rift region, and I lost my brother Himo. In fact, not lost, but I was ripped. In Kenya, when someone loses another election, you say I was ripped. But honestly, my brother won. And I say, all the same, this culture, I did my first degree as a human resource, first degree in human resource management. Finalizing that council member that means it's management guys. I think in our assistant of our chair. Currently, I serve as the member for the committee for member and CPDs for IHRM. Colleagues, my motto is we take the issue of CPDs to the counties, we remove everything from Nairobi and we take it to Mashinani, whereby we have the CPDs accessible, affordable, and available. So that is my motto, and with our support, with the support of our council member, with the support of everybody here, we help our chairman here, who is intelligent, who is energetic, so that he's able to take us forward, and of course, we reach where we want. Thank you very much, and I'm very happy today. Welcome to Turkana. That is where we call the garden of mankind. After Igbo, this is where we are finding.
James, you know he's a politician. That is why he went for a seat and he had to go people. Other than I have this opportunity, all the members to welcome him also.
Thank you, Mr. Manape. Council members, Madam Lady, honorable members, good afternoon. My name is Gideon Dala. I head the HR function at Diamond Trust Bank. I look forward to work with each and every one of you, and as we strive to position the institute as the most respected and trusted professional body. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning to you all. Oh, good afternoon to you all. Chair, it's a privilege to be here today, and congratulations for all. I know we're going far, beyond the limit. Is that? No, you can't limit. Yes. My name is Yusuf Saleh. I'm a HR practitioner. I work at TSU. I'm the Chief Human Resource Manager. I serve in this institute as the member CPD and membership committee. And also I serve as the regional liaison officer for the Association of Commonwealth Universities. So I'm happy to see you here. And as my brother said, we want to engage you as members and we want to reach each corner of this country. Asanteni sana kwa kuja and looking forward to serving. Thank you.
So, honorable members, that is the team that is going to issues of services, membership services, and the CPD. Please, what we only request is one thing, your support. The others will be with us, and I'm sure we will do. Asante sana, may I give this opportunity to my fellow council member to also introduce this team. Good afternoon once again. I think I'll go straight to introduce my team. For those of you who may not know what the Finance and HR Committee does, is looking at the financials, receiving the management accounts from the Institute, College and HRM, understanding those, planning for the audits in liaison with the Audit and Risk and Compliance Committee. On the HR side, everything that needs to get all these three bodies functioning in terms of HR policies, that is what we do as a committee. It is a committee that's going to have fresh minds in it. And one thing, I think I'm the only person in the committee who is not a CPA or a CCA, but we will work together to support each other. And it's my pleasure to introduce the first member of the committee, Mary Enrica, to introduce herself and tell us more about her.
Chair, Executive Director, Council members, honorable members, good afternoon. I'm obviously very, very delighted to serve you under this HR Finance Committee. It's my first time to be in the committee, but I'm very delighted. My background is HR and finance for the last 20 years. I've worked in the fintech industry, I've worked in media, and now in ICT. Currently driving innovation through people in the largest ICT powerhouse in Africa, that is smart applications. We provide solutions, tech solutions in the health sector. I'm sure your home is smart. By show of hands, those not too smart. Not too smart. So, you're all my customers. I serve you one way or the other, but I'm very delighted now to serve you under a different umbrella. And I'm really, really looking forward to working with you. But before I give this mic, I really want to congratulate Madam Edie for giving this professional class, giving it points, and giving it a permanent seat in the boardroom. If you're not seated in the boardroom yet, there's something you're not doing right. Because she has given us presence, the Institute has given us, has created, and honestly very, very humble to serve under this institute. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. The next member I'll introduce is CPA, Bernard Bakulu, and he will tell us more about this.
Chairman, council members, members of the Institute of Human Resource Management, good afternoon. My name is Bernard Bakulu, Soho. I have had the privilege of working in finance, HR, a little bit into general management. Currently, I'm a consultant. I'm trying to create jobs for the future and encouraging them as professionals to step out there and be creators. I am honored to serve on the Finance and HR Committee. Mambo ya pesa huwa inaleta kelele, you all know that. So I'm praying that in a small way, or in whichever way that will be possible to do, I'll be able to help the Institute to move to the next level, so that then we're able to speak of the profession with pride, like any other profession out there. Are you ready for the future? Yes. Thank you.
We look forward to serving you in our committee. There's a lot of work for this committee, and I'm sure you'll get to understand that as the day progresses. Thank you very much.
The ambassador first.
Good afternoon. For those of you who know, I just want to remind you, for those who don't know, these people just can't do this. They applied, they were interviewed, and we thought, and I think we have the best. We are supposed to be having 4 members of the audit, risk and compliance committee. I believe they are on the way, but for now, I only have 1 member, who is Lady Felista. Please hear her voice, and she's telling us who she is. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, Idli, the council members. Good afternoon, members. My name is Felicitas Anyago Bunga. I'm really honored to serve in this committee of audit and risk. And as I was coming, I was just sharing with the district members that came along with me that this is our baby. So as our baby, you know, as women, when we deliver, the whole village rejoices when you have a baby. So it's my prayer and belief that as the council has brought us here today, being our first AGM, please let us own this baby, nurture the baby, and wherever the baby falls, we pick the baby and we help the baby to grow. So that's my prayer, that at the end of the day, we'll have a successful and fruitful meeting. I'm practicing as a consultant, and I'm really happy to be here today.
Thank you very much. Members, I hope next time we'll be able to formally get the members of this committee. Thank you.
Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm the chair of the registration committee, which has statutory members. I have a member from the Office of the Attorney General, a member from NEC, a member from FKE, and a member from HRD. So they have been there for some time, representing those various offices, but I don't think they are here today. In fact, it's me who joined the reason that the committee has been running under the chairmanship of Wycliffe.
All right. Thank you very much. And you can see by design the representatives of the various related government functions do not run the committees, do not have committees behind them. And it is by design, and it's good corporate governance that they don't, because they're directly citing and seeing the activities of the council. I want to thank you very much up to them, and to just tell members what Linda does, to emphasize what Linda does saying, that the council had a choice of handpicking, especially our chief campaigners, isn't it? But we thought it wise that we open it up and make it competitive. And not just competitive that they're looking for a job. No, they're not looking for a job, but they volunteered rather, for an opportunity to serve. So that makes it quite interesting. And you can see the profiles of the people we got as a result of that process, the profiles of people in the finance, people whose all of them, the basis is HR. But on top of that, in legal, we have the lawyer in place. In finance, we have serious finance experts, CPAs, and in ICT, we have already there. And in the membership, and we have a real politician, so you did not lose. I think he has gained. There's real professionals behind, and so we're really proud of them, and we're really proud of the team. And I want to make special thank you to the council members who took us through the interview process, Wycliffe and Dr. on behalf of the council. That is how we ended up getting this very good product. So I request that then we can take our seats as I continue with some round of introductions. Thank you very much. I would request that Jen and to keep standing, Jen and Margaret, because I also want to introduce to you other members, committee members, or members sitting on the board of the College of the Human Resource Management and the Human Resource Management Professionals Examination, which are there. Are they present? Is there any member present here? I'd like to call upon Margaret Wanjiru Kinwa, Dr. Elijah Wanubuka and Eric Ngala, they're present here, sitting in the college, and Mr. Agre Anguru, Mr. Nicholas Kanisa, and Mr. Patrick Mutise. Any of them is here today? None, but we will get another opportunity of you meeting those members. So thank you very much, the committee and council members. That was really quite an introduction. It has taken our time, but being the first time, I thought it was really quite necessary for us to go through that motion. I want to call upon the corporate secretary not just to read the next agenda item, but also to explain to us just a little bit what is the role of the corporate secretary and what is the role of the corporate secretary. Of course, he also introduced himself and the company in as far as this planning and is concerned and what they're actually going to do for us for this day. So, Mr. Nolan.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon once again. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Daniel Ndonye. I am a fellow of the ISPAC, and I'm a fellow of the Institute of Certified Secretaries, a partner with Mahonda Ndonye. Our role here is to assist the legal secretary to just move this AGM forward. And as support people, we are supposed to be seen and not to be heard. Okay, so this is the role we are playing. I'm being assisted by someone. Please stand up and wait from Gandoli Associates. And with that, let me get to the second agenda item. Having dispensed with agenda number 1, which is to read the notice convening the meeting, the next agenda item number 2 is to receive a report by the chairman of the institute. Mr. Chairman, you are welcome to make your presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ndonye, who was at one time my chairman, serving also as the chairman of the Kenya Wildlife Service Board when that organization was shining. I want to take this time, seek indulgence to be patient that as I read this report formally, as the report of the chairman during the first ever IHRM annual general meeting. Fellow members, it is with great pleasure that I, on behalf of the Council, welcome you to our first annual general meeting. Your presence here today is a sign of your commitment to your profession. Your contributions and insights will go a long way in making our institute one of that we are all proud of. The enactment of the HRMP Act in 2012 has grounded the HR profession in the country and has enabled the weeding out of quacks and professionalism at the workplace. It enables employers to enjoy the benefits of professional HR practices, leading to a more professional and engaged workforce and hence higher productivity. Since the enactment of the HRMP Act, the membership of the Institute has grown tremendously and we are foreseeing continuous growth in the future. I'd like to just mention the numbers that we had from 2013 all the way up to 2019 to demonstrate this growth. In the fellowship category, in 2013 we had 42, in 2014 we had 42, in 2015 we had 42, in 2016 we had 42, in 2017 we had 42, in 2018 we had 42, and now we have 42. So there's a constant. In the category of the practicing, in the 2013 we had 7, 2014 we had 7, 2015 we had 7, 2016 we had 285, 2017 we had 1,158, 2018 we had 1,445, and now we have 1,924. In the categories of members, in 2013 we had 2,168, In 2014, we had 2,315. In 2015, we had 2,591. In 2016, we had 2,960. In 2017, we had 3,710. In 2018, we had 3,897. And now we have 4,183. In the category of associates, in 2013, we had 1,959. In 2014, we had 2,119. In 2015, we had 2,646. In 2016, we had 3,768. In 2017, we had 4,953. In 2018, we had 6,593. And in 2019, we have 7,957. In the farms that are registered with us as the HR farms, in 2013 we had 134. In 2014 we had 6. 2015 0. 2016 33. 2017 87. 2018 149. And 2019 1. There should be questions in your mind. On the honorary category, in 2013 we had 0, 2014 0, 2015 0, 2016 1, 2017 0, 2018 0, 2019 0. So in total, if you look at that graph, in 2013 the total membership we had 4,310, in 2014 4,489, in 2015 5,286, 2016 7,089, 2017 9,950, 2018 12,126, and now 14,326. The enactment of the HRMP Act has given the Institute authority to regulate the profession, and in particular, to ensure that every HR profession in Kenya is registered with IHRM, to ensure that every HR profession in Kenya holds a valid practices license, and to ensure that every HR professional adheres to a code of conduct. This ascertains that employers in the country have qualified and competent professionals running their HR function. However, with every authority comes responsibility. Our responsibility under the current Act is to, 1, set HR practice standards of professional competence. 2, regulate the practice, competence, and professional conduct of HR professionals. 3, promote and protect the welfare of HR professionals. 4, promote interprofessional collaboration. 5, network with regional and international bodies to produce and develop progressive HR practices. And lastly, to promote research in HR practice and related matters. I want to stop there a little bit and just emphasize the points there from the report that I have read, and to show our membership, our progress, and how we are growing. And also to emphasize a point here, which I shared with a few members in various platforms, that that is really wrong. I can't know any other profession that has grown tremendously like that, not even the big ones that you know. So I want to take this opportunity first to thank the previous office bearers and our founding fathers of this institute. We know them. I mentioned of them. The former chairman, Elijah Stima, and the team that was there before, Samson Osero, and the team was there before, all the way to our founding fathers and the fellows of this institute, who contributed a lot, much more. A point is that growth is growth, which is a good thing, but growth is not success. So there's a difference. So growth is what we can see. Increases numbers, looking at our financials. If you grow your company from point A to B in terms of numbers, in terms of profitability, that is good, but that is growth. Unfortunately, it is not success. So success is that growth that is attained and underpinned by ethical and moral actions, then you are successful. That's just how I to mention. And as a result of that, then we thought, and as we were going around during the campaigns, we said a lot of feedback was coming in terms of we really need to amend this act. That yes, it has served us, it has done well, but there's something that is, we're not really successful as such. Yes, we've grown, but we are not really successful. And therefore, what the council did in its own wisdom was saying, okay, we need to get this clearly and put it across and have to listen to members. Because our promise to you was that, number one promise is that this organization will be member driven. And that all our actions and our deeds and our sacrifices will be in response to what the membership says. And so, therefore, we formed a team and we made an announcement, and that team went around and picked and collected your views in as far as the amendments are concerned. And they have put together a report, and I'd like to call this juncture interrupt my speech a little bit by calling the team forward, led by the chairperson, Alban Mwenda, who's also a fellow of this institute, to come forward just to give you a quick synopsis on what has happened so far as far as these amendments are concerned. So, Chairman of the Task Force team on the amendments and your team, please come to the front. We make it a bit fast, so, and I say, these members bear with us. It is very important for us to understand these motions and we'll be getting a lot of information so that as we make our contribution, we make it from knowledge, from a known point of view. These are the members who came around and they went across the country to collect and get your views on this act. And I want to give this opportunity to the chair of that group to quickly do an introduction and thereafter make a very brief presentation, giving you feedback on what you said. I want to emphasize 2 points. Number 1 point is that this is a role, and not even the council has had it. There's a reason for that. We want to get your raw responses so that as we go forward with the amendments, then you know where we are headed, what is going to happen, and we'll be giving you a very clear roadmap on how the process will be undertaken. Alban, fellow of the Institute and Chair, welcome.
Thank you very much, Honourable National Chairman, Council members, Executive Director, members of the Institute of HR Management. As you have heard, my name is Alban Mwenda, and my membership number is 00041. I have been a member of the Institute for 32 years. I think what I should do rightfully is maybe ask each member of the task force to introduce themselves, but just a bit of background of myself. I am an HR practitioner. I currently am doing consultancy, but I've worked for various organizations, Unilever in various capacities, head of BAT, head of HR at BAT between 1995 and 2000, Group HR Director, KCB, between 2000 and 2004, Group HR Director, Staff and Breweries Limited, between 2004 and 2011, and then Group HR Director at Kenya Airways between 2011 and 2016. And I'm currently doing consultancy.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Stephen Mudalo. I am a HR practitioner. This is my 25th year. Currently, I am a consultant. That's my associate.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Titus Olive. Until May, I'm a member of this task force. Until May this year, I was employed. But I'm going towards the direction of our chair, Mr. Mwenda. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. My name is Peter Chimundu, also a member of this task force. I belong to both the professional HR and also legal, working at Agricultural Employers Association as the head of legal and industrial relations. Thank you so much.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Nick Kekibet. Other than being a member of this task force, I work with Kenya Market Agencies as the HR business partner. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Ms. Kanyama, member of the task force in the AGM IHRM University, and I'm also chair of HR. Good afternoon, members. My name is James Curry, member of the task force, working with families. Good afternoon, members. My name is Lauren Kideri, member of the task force, HR practitioner over 15 years, and currently lead consultant for the business solution. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Hannah Musaya. I'm the managing director of Achievers Limited, which is responsible for talent acquisition, career counseling, and supporting individuals on their executive CVs. So I'm happy to be a member of the task force.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Martin Manjori, Secretary of this task force, Managing Partner and Head of Learning at High Performance Africa. Thank you.
Okay, and then ask the chair to take up this session. Are you ready to listen to what you said, collated in a very brief manner, and just to give you the feedback of your own feelings? Thank you very much. So, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chair, National Chairman.
As you have been told, basically what we are going to tell you this morning is what you collectively have told us, collectively and individually. Obviously, as we went around the country collecting views, some of the views conflicted with other views around the country. So what we've tried to do is to bring together as many views as possible. We have summarized them today because we don't have all day to give you all the detail. But just as an outline, the task force was appointed by the national chairman of the Institute of HR Management with the following terms of reference: to collect and collate public opinion on the amendments of the HRMP Act. 2, to compare and relate HRMP Act with similar acts establishing institutions akin of IHRM, such as ISPAC, such as LSK, and other professional institutions, and to compile draft amendments for further review. And 2 colleagues of mine are going to participate in this whole presentation. We're not going to take long, 20 minutes tops, but I think Peter, who is our legal advisor within the task force, shall also explain to you what next in terms of the whole review process. Okay, as you have been introduced to members of the task force, for those of you who probably are not familiar with the current act, though you should be, what does the act consist of? It has 7 parts in the schedule. Okay, the part 1 is the preliminary, which has definitions in it. Part 2 is about the Institute of HR Management. Part 3 is about registration of human resource management professionals. Part 4 is practice and certificate. Part 5 is disciplinary provisions. Part 6, financial provisions. Part 7, miscellaneous, which includes things like transitional matters. Okay, and then the schedule provides for the conduct of and business of the council. Now, once we were going around the country and we visited various towns, we began with Mombasa, we went to Nanyuki, Nyeri, we went to Kitale, Eldoret, we went to Kisumu, Kakamega, we went to Nakuru, Kericho, Garissa, and Lodwar, and ended up in Nairobi. We met very many members. We also met members of the public. And many of the things, many of the views that they were giving us were actually things that touched on regulations. and not on the act itself. There are certain things which you can put in an act, and there are various other things which go into regulations that operationalize the act. Okay? So, of necessity, we did also gather quite a few views about the regulations that should be in place in order to operationalize the act. Okay, now we're going to tackle, or not tackle, but to inform you of some of the regulations that we intend to recommend to the council towards the end of this. But what I'd like to do, first of all, is just to touch on some of the proposed amendments to the Act as a result of the views that we got from yourselves. Okay, going to section 2, part 1, which is preliminary, and I told you there are certain definitions. We felt that there were certain definitions that were not there within the Act, and that is AGM, Appeals Board, Chief Executive Officer, Director, Human Resource Practitioner, and Human Resource Professional. And these need to be defined within the Act. Still within part 2, the Institute of Human Resource Management, some of the key changes. Right now, section 4, subsection 2, has got 3 categories of members: fellow member, member, and associate member. There has been the view that we should also introduce a new category of membership called student member, comprising people learning within institutions who are geared towards attaining human resource professional certification, who will be exempt from paying membership fees and will not be allowed to vote at AGMs. Okay, student members. By the way, I don't mind being clapped for once in a while if you think that. Anyway, where the council, section 4, subsection 3, where the council considers, what it reads now is that where the council considers that a member of the institute has rendered outstanding services to the HR profession, the council may invite the member to become a fellow. And it was felt that it should be amended to say where the fellows consider that a member of the institute has rendered outstanding services to the HR profession, the fellows may invite the member to become a fellow in accordance with the fellows charter. Okay? Now, 2 things happening here. It's not the council who are non-fellows, many of them, to appoint people into the fellows. The fellows felt it's really we're the ones who should invite people to become fellows based on the fellows charter. So we're also anchoring the fellows charter, which is work in progress right now, into the Act, so that that's the way we invite. You can see the numbers of fellows have been constant at 42, and we need to really activate the fellowship body and get more of you into the fellowship bodies, because many of you have served for very many years as HR practitioners and deserve to be included within the fellowship category. You may not have done 32 years like me, but I think many of you have served sufficiently. Are there any fellows within the room? Any other fellows? Maybe I could introduce you. There are none. Okay. Moving on, under section 6.1k, functions of the institute, currently it says to promote and protect the welfare and interests of the human resource profession. Amendment, we are proposing to promote and protect the human resource profession and the welfare and interests of the human resource professionals. We're saying we need to protect the profession itself, because many times, and many of you would agree with me, as HR practitioners, many of us receive instructions from our bosses. You know, and if we don't do those things, then we are told that you're the one who is going home. If you don't want to send someone to go home, you're the one who is going to go home. And that should not be the case. The profession needs to be protected, and the people running the profession should also be protected by the employer. And we've got a category that we're going to introduce about employers' obligations, which one of my colleagues will talk about. We are also proposing, based on your views, that we establish branch and sub-branch offices in different parts of Kenya as prescribed in regulations, whose mandate through branch committees will include handling membership matters, compliance to the Act, and coordination of the activities of the Institute at branch level. Section 6, part 1, we're also proposing the addition of the following new clauses, and this is all about the functions of the institute. Set quality and standards in a code of conduct pursuant to established regulations, to promote and support registered firms, to provide appropriate training programs and consultancy in a competitive environment, to conduct the annual conference and congress for human resource professionals, to avail members advice on salaries, remuneration, and benefits. I think many of you felt that you have to buy very expensive information when you want to do your annual salary reviews for your people, and you have to buy them from the PwCs, the Massas, the A's of this world, and it's very expensive. Which we feel, or you feel, that this is something which the institute should be able to do for us, so that they avail salaries and remuneration information to members. To engage with government on matters relating to policy development in human resources, appointments to the relevant statutory bodies, and the administration of fair labor practices. We find the government are just appointing people left, right, and center into bodies which are HR driven and HR related, and the content is HR, and the person who's told to chair or to be a CEO is not an HR professional. Completely out of order. And to protect its members against any form of victimization by the employer in the course of executing their professional obligations. Part 2, section 7 is about the council of the institute, and we're saying that the chairperson should have at least 10 years experience as a human resource professional, not 5. Currently the Act talks about 5, and we're saying the leader of all you leaders needs to have at least 10 years, not 5. That's what you people are saying. And then in terms of the council, 6 other members who shall be persons with knowledge and experience, and what the membership is saying, other members who shall be branch chairpersons with knowledge and experience. Okay, so the idea here is, as the national chairman said, to take the ownership of the institute back to the members. We're saying branch chairman as opposed to regional representatives, be council members. Okay, in terms of executive director, we're saying that there shall be an executive director of the institute who shall be competitively appointed by the council and whose terms and conditions, that's what it currently says. And we're proposing that the title executive director change officially in the Act to chief executive officer. And so it should read, there shall be a chief executive officer of the institute who shall be competitively appointed by the council for a term of 3 years, renewable for a further final term of 3 years based on performance. That's the key change there. And then on the staff of the institute, we're planning, well, we hope to include a new clause B. The recruitment and placement of staff of the institute shall conform to national values and principles such as diversity, regional balance, and inclusivity. At this point, I'll hand over to my brother Stephen Amadado here to continue with the next few slides, and then he'll hand over to Peter, and we shall conclude at that point.
Good afternoon once again.
Sorry, members, I was asked by the national chairman to say what the name of my consultancy. So before I sit down, my consultancy is called Great Lines Limited. Okay, and we have offices in Lavington in Nairobi, and we offer end-to-end HR consulting. So anything that you would like to be done from recruitment to trade union negotiations, if you are windy about facing the union, etc., we do all those things. Thank you very much.
We move to part 3, whereby we are introducing the college to be anchored in the Act. Currently, the college is not mentioned anywhere in the Act, and we are anchoring it from section 16, where we are establishing the college, objects and functions of the college, powers of the college, the board of the college. We will have the composition of the members of the board of the college as stipulated above. And these are not our views. So we are only collecting that view, the views that came from the members. Then we have section 20, which talks about the function of the board and then the tenure of the board. New part 4 is human resource management professionals examination board. This has been there, but a few changes have been proposed. The examination board shall have, I don't think 23, shall have 4 members of the institute named by the council, 2 reps from the Ministry of Education, AICD, and NEC, Director of Public Service Management, formerly DPM, Director of Personnel Management, then represented from the Commission of University Education, then represented from the Attorney General's Office, and the Director. If you realize there's a term CEO and there's a new term called Director. Director will be the person in charge of or heading the board, the HR and PEP board. But the CEO will be the one heading Institute of Human Resource Management. Then we have the director of the board and the functions of the examinations board. Part 5, we have the registration of human resource management procedures. Key changes. The one on the left is what the current state, and the one which are proposed are on the right.